Hi guys, this is Val from valkayink. Welcome back to my channel. Today we are going to go ahead and do a revenge of the DVD hauls. I've been hauling a lot of anime Blu-rays lately, but honestly in the past year and a half, maybe 2 years, I don't know the last time I did a DVD haul, I've actually picked up quite a few DVDs, so I thought we would just go ahead and start looking at those. And just for funsies, I have new posters. This is Toilet Bound Hanako-kun, and this is Code Realize. I've had these for a while, but I thought maybe you guys would like to see a new background for one of these hauls. Let's get started. First up, some stuff that I found in thrift stores. I love diving into the dollar bins and just seeing what's in there. So this has been about a year of hunting to find just 3 anime, but the first one I found a while ago was Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust. And if you've never seen this, this is the Vampire Hunter D people think about. It's very cool and very strange, and a lot of different art styles are in this. I highly recommend it. Here is the disc art. And I just gotta show you guys this Vampire Hunter D little booklet. When darkness falls, the hunt begins. And this has some pretty cool stuff. I love these old booklets that show like what was coming out at the time. Like, oh my god, Pet Shop of Horrors on DVD, we got Golgo 13, Wicked City, Psycho Diver. Just all sorts of strange and cool stuff. T-shirt, I love that it's just like a JPEG printed onto a t-shirt. It's just perfect. And then chapter titles, cool art. Just a lovely, lovely little set for $1. I know this is out on Blu-ray, and I guess if you want this as a collectible, I suggest that, but I could not resist picking this up out of the bin. So one more thing that came out was this little advertisement for the Vampire Hunter D Bloodlust figures. Oh, does anybody still own these? These are from so long ago. These are from like 2001, and they weren't even ready for the advertisements. These are the prototypes. But there was a 7-inch D figure and a 7-inch Layla figure. That's a sketch, the concept sketch. Look how cool that probably ended up looking. I think I remember seeing the figures a long time ago. That was back before I had money to collect figures, but man, something about seeing this little ad and the figures, it's just so cool to me. Oh, I'd love to find those again. Those are very, very cool. Next in the bin, I found A Tree of Palm, and this is like a hand-done animation, kind of like a retelling of Pinocchio as far as I know. I know that there's some like really dark themes and some really stellar artwork in this, which is why finding this was like, wow! I have never seen this anywhere, so I was very excited. I have not watched this yet. Some people say it's a little too strange and not very cohesive. Other people say it's a masterpiece. I really don't know. I just knew that, you know, I'm probably never going to find one of these in the bins again. So I had to pick it up. Let me know in the comments below if you've seen this. I think this is a pretty nice, clean copy. I know I've seen anime sales for this on sale on like Mandarake and stuff. Never picked one up myself, but the style is cute, at least what I did see. We'll see how much more it is, but it's supposed to be full of allegory and really, really beautiful cell animation. Here's one that you may know, maybe you don't. This is Angel Sanctuary, Can Love Survive the Wrath of Heaven? This is from the age where in the 90s, we in America and in other parts of the world that didn't get a lot of anime were so desperate for anime that, you know, we were just so excited when we got anything. And this is one of like the very first things I think I owned or I borrowed from someone. This is from USA Manga Corp. This is Angel Sanctuary. I love this art style. For some reason, I think it was this art style that really influenced like the way I draw in ink. I know I redrew this guy before. Angel Sanctuary is like, how do I explain it? It's a reincarnation, brother and sister, of 2 angels that used to be lovers. So it's got that kind of strange vibe to it. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I saw this in the bin, had to buy it because when am I ever gonna see Angel Sanctuary in a thrift store in Idaho again? But also, it's not really my thing, honestly. Like, I'm not into like that type of love story personally. But I remember this being like all sorts of dramatic and really beautifully animated, kind of jank actually in some parts. but, you know, it's part of like anime history, especially here in the US, so I wanted it. Even though I bought it, I still haven't watched it yet. Like, I don't know. I'll have to have a night where I just want to dive back into some older stuff, and then I'll give this a rewatch. It's literally been, oh god, 15, 16, 17, 18 years since I've seen this. But I was just surprised that I found it. So, you know, sometimes that's enough for me to pick up something. Usually, whenever I find any kind of anime in the dollar bins or in the thrift store, I buy it just because it's available. Next up, let's lighten the mood with the Unico double feature. So these are the Unico movies, and I remember watching these when I was very, very little, and they were kind of scary and confusing. But it's been so long since I've watched them. I just really wanted this again. And this, of course, was brought to us by Discotheque. I think a few years ago they brought this. And it's all on one disc. This is a great way to get both films. This usually goes on like a daily deal on Right Stuff and sometimes in some of their other sales. So if you're curious at all about Unico or what these movies are like, definitely pick this up. It's also just kind of really beautifully done. I don't know, this is another one that's going to have to be for a movie night where I feel like going back to something older, but I definitely remember liking it despite fearing it as a small child. More stuff that I wanted to go back to. This is A Journey Through Fairyland, and this cover is very deceptive because this is one of the most beautifully creative and animated movies that I probably own. Just the fact that this was like a 4-year in the making, all hand done, all beautiful classical music, animation. This is Journey Through Fairyland, where I think he's an oboe player. I actually just watched this recently and I should know better, but this oboe player is kind of falling out of love with his music and with playing in an orchestra, and he cares more about tending to the flowers at his school. And a flower fairy, invites him to Fairyland, and he gets to explore it, and he kind of falls in love with her, and then he protects Fairyland and then goes back to the human world. And the best way I can describe the feeling and the vibe of this is if your favorite part of Fantasia was like the dance of the flowers and the mushrooms, this is a whole movie like that, and it is gorgeous. It is one of my favorites. I really like it, and it's the kind of thing that's great to watch when you're kind of burnt out at the end of a day and you just kind of want to listen to some gorgeous music, classical, and watch this kind of strange little story unfold. There are some parts that are so bizarre. I don't know how or why they got made, but I'm glad they did. And it's just some really top-notch animation. I really like this one, and I think the way it looks on this DVD is very nice. I was quite surprised. And that's the first time I've actually ever seen it that clearly, because honestly I never even saw it the full way through. I only ever saw bits and pieces when I was younger, but really happy to own this one. Really glad that Discotheque brought us this. What would a video from Val be without some nostalgia thrown in? So of course this is Rikki Tikki Tavi. This is from Chuck Jones. This is the second animated one. There's an older Soviet version of Rikki Tikki Tavi that was done in like the 60s, I think 1965. And this one is the one that I watched a ton as a kid. I love the expressions in this movie. It's narrated by Orson Welles. And there's a bonus. I've never actually seen Yankee Doodle Cricket. Maybe I should watch that. But I do like Chuck Jones stuff. I've watched a lot of Chuck Jones stuff. It's always on TV here in the States. And it's just so cute. I really like Rikki Tikki Tavi. And I bought this just because, you know, I've really been going back to things that I watched as a kid, and I just want them in my collection because they're part of, like, my animation repertoire and what I love in animation. So I haven't rewatched this yet. I will. I'm just really happy to have it. These Chuck Jones signature DVDs look kind of fuzzy, honestly. I'm kind of surprised. But I'll watch it the whole way through and then give a more solid opinion, maybe on my Twitter. Now moving back to more recent anime, this is Devils and Realist. And I think I bought this off a Sentai sale when this was like $5, maybe $4, something really cheap like that. And I actually got this because this was recommended to me by Bizarre Individual. Hi Bizarre! He is wonderful, he has a great channel. I'm going to put a link to his channel down below. But I was chatting with him about stuff I was watching and I said, oh yeah, I ended up really liking Vatican Miracle Examiners. It was very strange, but I liked it. And he said, you know, if you kind of like that vibe, you really should check out Devils and Realist. So this was super cheap, I threw it in, and I gotta say, I love this disc art. It's so pretty. I'm looking forward to watching this one. I have not dived into it yet, but just the art style is really nice, and I like that it has these darker themes, like, who is this guy? I want to know about him. When Lucifer decides to sleep in, who decides who the devil is in charge? So this should be really fun. It has like an art style that I really dig. So, and Bizarre's never really thrown me anything that I don't like. Like, we have very similar tastes, so I'm always really glad when he's like, hey, check this out. I'm like, thank you. So I was really happy to get this on sale. I have not seen the DVD on sale again in a while, but I do know that the Blu-ray comes up on sale on Sentai, so if this sounds interesting to you, definitely pick it up. If you guys have seen this one, what do you think of it? I already really dig the style, so I think I'll like this one a lot. Another one that I picked up from, I think, a Sentai sale, and it was also $5. This is Monochrome Factor, and this is a Made in Japan one. War of Shadows. I actually don't know that much about this. All I know is that this was like $4 or $5, and there's 24 episodes on 5 discs, so to me that was worth it. I've heard that this is very kind of BL vibes without necessarily being a BL, so take that as you will. But it's about humans that are selected to fight shadows from the shadow world. At least that's kind of the impression I got. So pick this one up. This is not high on my gonna watch list, but I thought the character designs were kind of interesting, and I like that concept. So before this went out of print, I wanted to get it. I actually don't know if they have any more. I think they still have this available on Sentai's site, but I wasn't sure, so I just picked it up in case, because it will be something that I'll watch later, and I do like this kind of black and white style. Looks very cool. This might go up in a poll of something that, like, I can't decide what to watch, help me, and it might be one of these options. I'll let you guys know, but definitely very interested. If you've seen it, again, please, always let me know in the comments, because I love talking to you guys about that stuff. Here's one that everyone is familiar with. This is One Punch Man. And this is actually really funny. I had about 3 or 4 gift cards, and they were like generic ones. Like, you can kind of give people generic gift cards sometimes that can go anywhere. They're almost like a little debit card. I had like 4 of them that totaled up to a certain amount, and I was running around the store trying to find something that I could use them on, and I was like, please, just something where I can use all of them in one go. And One Punch Man DVD ended up being the exact amount to use them up, get them out of my life, and also get a cool anime in the process. So they did not have the Blu-ray available, but that's fine. I just wanted to own it because I like One Punch Man. I like this ad for Shonen Jump. Here is the disc. Wow, there's my camera and the ceiling light. Hello. Here is the art. There's Genos. He's very cool, very rainbowy. And so that's the story of how I picked this one up. But there's not much to say. It's One Punch Man. You are either really into it because you like shonen stuff with a bit of an edge that's funny, or you aren't into it at all. And that's totally fine. But I have all of Mob Psycho 100, so it just felt right to start collecting One Punch Man next. And yay, I got this through gift card money, just gifts from my family, and oh, I'm so grateful for that. And I do like this, like, kind of shiny undertone that this case has. I don't know, it's very nice. I really dig it. So I've already watched this back when it was airing, so this is not high on my watch list, but there's gonna be a night where I'm like, I want to go back to One Punch Man, and I will toss this in, so I'm very happy to own this one. Next, we have some stuff that was being cleared out of the store that I usually go get groceries in, just a local store, but they were kind of clearing out a bunch of kids' movies, and they had all of the Yokai Watch DVDs on sale. So, you know what? I really love Yokai Watch. I'm more of a fan of the games than the show, but the show's really funny. So I went ahead and got these. I think they were like $4 each, but season 1, season 2. Here's the little booklet that comes. I think End Circle put this out. They do like kids stuff. So there's Sonic Boom and Oolong. That's such a cute design. And Octonauts. Oh, I wanted to show you guys this really cool Gumby set. I watched Gumby a lot as a kid. Can you tell that I just like kind of lived inside my house as a child and watched TV? Very cool Gumby set. I just thought I'd show you guys that. So what I will say about a non-anime company getting an anime is, first of all, I have put these in. There is no Japanese. There is no Japanese with subtitles. There is only the dub. And I think there's about 13 episodes on one of these, which is fine, but I was kind of like, oh, they don't have the original Japanese. Because as funny as the dub is, the jokes are different. I think the Japanese is a lot more edgy, if I'm honest. They kind of tone it down a little bit for the dub. I should pick up Sonic Boom, because I actually like Sonic Boom. But the other thing is, I don't know how these are formatted, but they look kind of fuzzy. Like, they're just not as crisp as other DVDs that I've bought recently, so it's just kind of interesting. The movie does look a little bit better, I will say. It definitely looks clearer. Here is the movie, which is basically the plot of the second game. So, very, very enjoyable. Another huge booklet. I don't know how they have these huge booklets, but they were like, no, children don't need an alternate way to watch this. Oh, look, an ad for Yokai Watch 3. I'm playing this. I'm right at the end now. What a fantastic game. But yeah, I really, really like this movie. I really wish the other Yokai Watch movies would come over here, and I wish somebody else would put them out. Just so we have, you know, sub and dub. And it's totally fine because I watch both, so for me to own something that's only dub is never an issue. But I always think options are nice. And I just like Yokai Watch, so I have all of those now. I don't know that we'll ever get like a nice complete series or like nice full seasons. Maybe in a few years if another company decides to pick it up, but I don't know. I don't know what the rights are like with this. It's very strange now that Yokai Watch is not a huge thing anymore, but I still love it. It's near and dear to my heart. Another one that I pulled off of a sale, I think, gosh, I think these were like $6 or $7 for each of these volumes. Anyway, this is No Coil. This is collection 1, and this one, collection 2. So yeah, I know nothing about this other than it has kind of a high rating whenever you go look it up, and people say it is something on their hidden gems list. So it's always kind of piqued my interest because it might not look like much, but it does have this like really sweet style. Like, I like all these kids and the way they're so expressive. So I always figured when this finally did go on a sale that I would pick it up. And it was still cheaper to just get these DVD sets versus the Blu-ray set. So yeah, another just kind of blind buy that I want to see what it's about because it does have a high rating. It does have something to do with like an alternate reality and who controls it, so that sounds very intriguing to me. I don't know. Also, they look nice, they match. Always happy when that happens. Have you guys seen this? Do you guys think it's a hidden gem? I would like to know. But I finally have it in my collection, and I will watch this at some point. I watch everything that I do eventually get in these videos. I'm just a little bit slower because I'm never in a hurry. I like to enjoy my collection at my own pace. But yeah, definitely happy that I finally have these, and I don't have to worry about them going out of print. And if you want to talk about something that is near and dear to my heart, this is His and Her Circumstances. This is one of the series that I point to and I say it's one of my favorite romances. I used to own all of the manga. I gave it away to my best friend when I moved away from Ohio, but I now have the anime. Again, this was put out by Nozomi and Right Stuff. And here is the set. This actually looks great. As much as I'm not a fan of these stacked discs, this does look great when you open it up. My very first laptop, this art was the background art I had on it. So just seeing it again, I was like, oh, my babies, I miss you. This is one of the most fantastic manga series that you can read. And unfortunately with the series, I will say the anime does suffer from, it was made too soon, and this doesn't have an anime, but the manga does. So it is a go-to, the manga, if you want the complete ending. It ends on a very like sweet note in the anime, so it's not like terrible. It's just not the full story. But just the way these characters interact with each other, the way they are characterized, the way the animation flips around from like these really dramatic shots to these like really cute chibi shots. It's a very solid little series. I really like this one. And it's just one of those that, you know, kind of like a big wind-up, you know, one of those influential series in my life. I wanted to own this because it's just part of my, you know, anime repertoire of things that I love. So very, very happy to finally own it. It's nice to have it in this little compact complete set because I used to have the individual DVDs of this one as well, and they took up more space. So yeah, very, very nice to have this all together. Next up, these were on sale on Right Stuff for $7 each, and this is Eureka VII. And I just want to show you guys, like, this is very cool. I like the way these DVD sets look, but even better, I want to show you guys the reverse art because I think it looks way cool. Oh, isn't that rad? Oh, I really like this reverse art. So I'm going to put in this reverse art. I don't know about you guys, but that's my favorite. Eureka VII was something that I watched, I think, back in college, if I'm not mistaken. And it's one of those series where at the time I really liked it, but if you were to ask me now, I don't remember it. So this is going to fall in that pile of, I need to rewatch this and give a new opinion. But I remember really liking the characters and the action. And the discs are kind of boring. They're kind of like typical Funimation discs. I kind of prefer when there's a little bit more art on them. Whoa, it looks great though. Man, I never thought I'd own Eureka VII, so it's nice to have it. And $7 for these, I think it was $7 for each one, but that's $14 for 50 episodes. Like, that's a pretty good deal. This art's pretty. And once again, discs are the same, but just like I just did a moment ago. Wow, look at the cool art. Is it just me? I just love shots of like these big mechs in space and like Earth is just kind of hanging out with them. I don't know. Always looks good to me. What can I say? I know what I like. So yeah, I finally do have these. I'm pretty sure this is also on Blu-ray, but this was more like I was picking up some other stuff from the birthday sale, I think is when I picked these up. And just to like fill out my order and make it over 50, pick these up. Definitely gonna rewatch them. A nice mix of things as far as random DVDs, but yeah, I'm just really happy that I own these. They look very cool on the shelf. I like that a lot. Just for some reason these DVD sets look great to me. Have you guys seen this? What do you think? As always, let me know. Finally, we are at our conclusion, and this is Blackjack, and this is the Anime Souls release. I actually remember when this was kickstarted, and I couldn't afford it at the time. But now, years later, I found these two for $10, and they're gorgeous. And I fell in love with young Blackjack when I watched it, so it felt like I need to move on and watch more Blackjack. I should have more of that in my life. So I went hunting and I found these around October of last year. So it is nice to have them. Oh, I should show you guys the disc art. It's nice to have them, and I think this disc art is beautiful. This is so cool. Man, why does he always look so cool? He's just such a great character design. I have not watched these yet. These are like my little, ooh, I don't feel like watching anything else. I'll watch these. Because Blackjack is a sweetheart. And I just love Tezuka stuff. So here is this and this disc art. These colors are great. I really dig the way this looks. So I don't believe Anime Souls is around anymore. I know they did some other anime releases as well. Have you guys seen these? What do you guys think of Kickstarted anime? I think it's great. It's really nice. It's a great way for things to get dubs, like Emma got its dub, and I think Dirty Pair is also in the middle of a Kickstarter right now, which is very exciting. And that is pretty much everything for this one. So I hope you guys liked seeing this. This was kind of a strange little video where it's like, here's everything from like 2 years. But this was a nice little revenge of the DVDs. Let me know down in the comments what you guys thought. Anyway, guys, I want you to know that you are so wonderful. Thank you for watching my videos. I have way more coming in the future. And I will see you guys in the next video. Bye, guys. Hey, Fuzzy. Did you just wake up? Hi, buddy. Did you just wake up? Oh. Sleepy dog.